No. I don't know how I got that call. This is supposed to be set to do not disturb.
You got me like 3 weeks ago. That's...
Okay. Okay, well, good morning, everybody.
That was catchy.
I liked it. My name's Jason Cox. I am one of the students here at Dawn Mountain that rotates for the Sunday meditation, leading it. I know we have a couple first-time visitors here, so love to see that and appreciate you guys coming. What we're going to do today is an alternation of two meditations, right? So our first meditation will be a focus on our breath. We'll turn our attention specifically to maybe the tip of our nostrils or our chest, maybe that spot in the belly, a couple finger widths down under the navel, and a couple finger widths in. All of these are fine places to place your attention. And when we do that, we'll get a sense of what it feels like to breathe right now. You know, we're setting aside our mental chatter and our expectations of what it's supposed to be like to meditate. Just going to feel into what it's like right now. And we'll focus on our breath for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll switch to a different meditation where we'll chant the syllable hum twice in one breath, something like hum, hum. And we'll do this at our own pace. We'll really feel into that sensation. What the sound's like? Yes, please.
The syllable, is it hun with an N with the tip of the tongue or an NG sound with the...
And NG will be fine, yeah. Yeah, it's spelled with an M, but in modern Tibetan it's pronounced with an NG. We'll feel what that feels like, and then we'll do that for a minute or two, and then we'll come back to our breath. We'll alternate a few times. About halfway through, we'll read from a chapter from this book by Pema Chodron called Comfortable with Uncertainty. And we'll close with another couple rounds of this alternating meditation between focus on our breath and our chanting. And then we'll close with a dedication for all the merit we generate today for all living beings, and especially to those that are in this book. So we'll pass this book around while we're reading, and everyone will have a chance to put some names in here for the dedication. We'll start with reading our aspirations out of the prayer book, and it'll be on the screen too. And this is we're setting our intention for our practice today. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. We can start just by taking our seat. We want to settle in. We can have our back straight, but not stiff. You can have your eyes open, looking a few feet in an unfocused way in front of you. Or if you prefer, you can close them. Relax all the muscles in your face and your shoulders, and then your torso, your limbs. And feel the support that you have from your skeletal structure. That support is what allows you to relax. You can also feel the support under your seat. You're seated directly over the center of the earth. You have this whole world to support you. And finally, you can feel into or imagine the central pillar, column running in front of your spine, up through the crown of your head. So supported like this and relaxed like this. Turn your attention to your breath at that one spot. Just feel what each breath is like. How the in-breath is cooler than the out-breath. How sometimes the breath is long or sometimes short. And don't analyze it, but just feel what it's like. Bring a sense of curiosity. And when your mind wanders from your breath, from that point, just gently bring it back. Just think distraction, and bring your attention back. And we'll do this for a few minutes. Take a moment just to notice how you feel. If it's any different than before the chanting. And turn your attention back to your breath. And feel what it's like this time. And again, when your mind wanders or you're distracted by something, you notice, just gently bring your attention back to the breath. And notice how we feel. Now, notice how the breath feels. Take a minute to stretch or have some water. How was that? Okay. All right. Okay, so for those who might not be familiar, Pema Chodron is a Tibetan Buddhist nun. She was one of the earlier Western teachers of the Tibetan tradition, and she's published a lot of books. This one's a collection of basically one-page pithy instructions, one might say. And we're on chapter 95 now of 108. And this chapter's title is a slogan, drive all blames into one. So one of the things that's covered in here is what's called slogan practices, basically just one sentence instructions that help us focus our practice. Drive all blames into one. Drive all blames into one is saying, instead of always blaming the other, own the feeling of blame. Own the anger. Own that loneliness and make friends with it. Use Tonglen practice to see how you can place the anger or the fear or the loneliness in a cradle of loving kindness. Use Tonglen to learn how to be gentle to all that stuff. In order to be gentle and create an atmosphere of compassion for yourself, it's necessary to stop talking to yourself about how wrong everything is, or how right it is, for that matter. I challenge you to experiment this way. Drop the object of your emotion, do Tonglen, and see if, in fact, the intensity of the so-called poison lessens. I have experimented with this, and because my doubt was so strong, for a while it seemed to me that it didn't work. But as my trust grew, I found that that's what happens. The intensity of the emotion lessens, and so does the duration. This happens because the ego begins to be ventilated. We are primarily addicted to me. This big, solid me begins to be aerated when we go against the grain and abide with our feelings instead of blaming the other. The one in drive all blames into one is our tendency to protect ourselves, ego clinging. When we drive all blames into this tendency by staying with our feelings and feeling them fully, the ongoing monolithic me begins to lighten up because it is fabricated with our opinions, our moods, and a lot of ephemeral, but at the same time vivid and convincing stuff. She talks about Tonglen, which is a practice where we try to break our habit of running away from the unpleasant. And we do that by, when we notice that we're feeling angry or fearful, instead of telling ourselves we're not supposed to feel like that, we recognize that is how we feel. We treat ourselves compassionately. We recognize that's how other people feel too, that we're not alone in that experience. And in fact, we even aspire to take on their suffering. May this fear, may it hold everyone else's fear too. And as we get more familiar with what we think of as unpleasant, I think we find it's not all it's cracked up to be. We give it too much credit, all these negative emotions. There's some discussion, I think it might be helpful to read a little bit on Tonglen that she wrote in an earlier practice. You breathe in for yourself in the sense that pain is a personal and real experience, but simultaneously there's no doubt that you're developing your kinship with all beings. If you can know it yourself, you can know it in everyone. She, in another chapter, outlines sort of a four-step explanation of Tonglen practice. Step 1, rest your mind for a second or two in a state of openness or stillness. This is called flashing absolute bodhicitta, or suddenly opening to the basic spaciousness and clarity of the awakened heart. 2, work with texture. Breathe in a feeling of hot, dark, and heavy, a sense of claustrophobia, and breathe out a feeling of cool, bright, and light, a sense of freshness. Now contemplate any painful situation that's real to you. For example, you can breathe in the hot, dark, constricted feeling of sadness that you feel, and breathe out a light, cool sense of joy or space, whatever might provide relief. And finally, widen the circle of compassion by connecting with all those who feel this kind of pain and extending the wish to help everyone. And I know that we actually have, we've had several students that really practice a lot of Tonglen and sometimes even led a class here on it. That's something that might happen from time to time. I'm wondering what you guys make of this topic, anything in this chapter, being with our feelings instead of running away, or anything that might occur to you. Anyone online too? Oh, should have started this earlier. Let me pass this book around. Okay, then we can resume a few meditation sandwiches here. First, find your seat again. Sit comfortably and relaxed, supported. And with some curiosity, turn your attention to your breath again. Just really experience it fully. The sound, pressure changes, the uniqueness of each breath. And when your mind wanders, just turn your attention back. Notice how we feel. And again, back to the breath. Ooh. really bad at that. Okay, do we have any announcements? Nothing in particular? Okay. Well, yeah, that's right. We have a Teaching Tuesday program on the second and fourth Tuesday of, first and third Tuesday of every month. We have Nathaniel Rich, I think, is teaching a lot of this along with the llamas. We also have, if you go to our website, sign up for our newsletter, you can get all the announcements for the different retreats we offer. We're always doing, probably every couple months, there's a 3-day weekend retreat that'll happen around here, normally with a specific practice. We have visiting teachers that come. For example, today, Lama Tenzin, who is based out of France, is doing an online course on the mind of right now. And all of these end up being recorded so that you can access them later, or if you can't come in person or live, you'll still be able to make use of it. Or if it's too late, like Lama Tenzin's course, you could still sign up for that. Okay. So we're going to dedicate the merit of our practice today, and we'll do that by chanting the dedication. And we're going to dedicate this merit, let's read first, okay. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. And we dedicate the merit to all beings, but especially to earthquake victims, Gaza victims, Sharon, Arjun, and Rishab, Cornelius and Samantha, Antonio and Josephine, Robin, Rick, victims of war, earthquake victims, Marcia Sheets in the Bardo, Nora Andrews Health, Jay, Max, Annie, Rolf, Surgery, Robert Hargraves in the Bardo, loved ones, Myanmar, Danny in the Bardo, Mom in the Bardo, Sean in the Bardo, Chewy in the Bardo, Dad, Carolyn, Stribling, Amy, Valerie, Tex, Darcy, Nancy, Tommy, Robert Romero's mom, Sam, Terry Topkins, Camachos, Monica, Andrew, Larry, Louis, Benjamin, Tleloc, Mary, Claudia, Betha, people of Gaza, Tommy, and Una. And we'll close our practice today with this blessing. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. And we'll close by chanting the syllable Ah once, and everyone online is also welcome to unmute. Thanks, everyone. Feel free to hang out for a little bit, get something to drink, or say hi. Thank you, guys. It was pretty good. We're starting to get a good crowd. You know what occurred to me for the first time today? How loud do you think this thing goes? I'm doing it all wrong. I've got the wrong angle. I can't figure out the right strength. Anyway, that's better. Oh yeah, we got first Sunday of the month. We'll have the llamas teach instead of the regular student rotation. And they also they start a little early. Is it 10:30? 10:30. They'll do an extra talk before the meditation session. So you see their photographs and on the wall there. They were some of the early, earliest Westerners that were learning about Buddhism back in, visiting India in the 60s and stuff. So they've got a wealth of knowledge to share. And we have a free lunch that day too on the first Sunday. So that's also nice. Yeah, hard to argue with free lunch. How you doing?